think that anybody was expecting that it will be on the after Friday midnight. The possibility was at Thursday, and when we just passed Thursday quiet and peaceful, people they were just thinking that it will take some days since the committee that arrived to Damascus gives its report, but it was surprisingly at Friday midnight, so nobody was expecting, I think.
所以刚才其实我问萨里基斯，就是他是否有预测到这个袭击会发生在今天晚上？那么他说，确实没有预测到，因为之前我们其实大家猜测的都会是周四或者更早的一些时间，因为现在那个调查组已经到了，可能会延长一些时间，但是呢，到现在为止呢，所以是没有人能够真的在叙利亚是预测到、分析到这样子的一个时间。So why do they do this? Why they're so hurry? I mean, even
so just now I asked about how he had expect this attack, whether he has expect the attack. But this attack happened out of expectation. We expect about Thursday or earlier. Now we have the investigation group on site, but up until now, no one has expected such an attack happening at this juncture.
Regarding to Syria, so it will be. Can you imagine an attack after an international report that says no chemical in Duma, and in the other side there should be an attack after all, let's say, this Twitter diplomacy and the escalation of Trump. So it was just a moment before the OPSW began its work, and in the same time they will avoid any future result, and especially after that Russian Sergei Lavrov confirmed that the committee will find nothing in Duma, and he was so confidential in this in his statement.
那么实际上，刚才呢，我问塞里基斯，就是为什么美国、英国和法国这三个国家，就他的分析会在这个时间段发动这样子的袭击？那么塞里基斯刚才是告诉我们，主要的原因其实有两个。第一个原因呢，就是因为在这个国际净化五组织调查团在到来之后，其实对于这个英法美三个国家，可能就很难有一个窗口期对他们进行对叙利亚政府军的这个军事据点进行打击了。因为如果说这个净化五组织得出的报告是对叙利亚政府有利的，或者说是对英法美三国的这个指控没有好处的结果，说是没有找到任何的这个化武袭击的这样子的一些证据，那么对他们来讲就很难进行这样子的打击了。那第二个原因呢，是因为其实从过去一段时间来讲，在包括社交网站上面，美国和俄罗斯互相的这个口水战不断的升级，在这样子的情况下呢，势必会有这样子的一个打击出现。So let's take a look at what our web bloggers say. One of them is said that when there's a UN Security Council meeting last night, but why they are doing this? They ignored the United Nations? Is that right?
Of course, they ignored the United Nations. Even let's go to the details of the American federal law. Even Trump didn't took care of the American law too, because any attack like this out of border, especially overseas attack, let's say, it needs at least the exception and the American Congress. But I think he linked this attack by the authorization of after 9/11 to fight terrorism all over the world. So if we agreed that this attack was it should be after all this escalation by Trump, so it's out of rules, international rules, and it's even out of USA rules. I will continue just after you translate, because I want to give some notes.
OK， 那么刚才萨里基斯就说呢，其实很明显的，这其实是违反了国际法条的，因为其实自从2001年的911发生之后呢，其实美国就开始是绕过联合国，对多个这个敌对国家或者敌对政权进行打击，包括像是我们之前知道的伊拉克。那么除了这个国际法律之外呢，实际上美国也是绕过了国内的法律。那么萨里基斯呢，现在将会给我们进行一个更加详细的解释。
There were big presses on Trump inside the U.S., especially by Democrats and the veteran soldiers in the Democratic Party. This is another reason. The third reason is the trouble, the political trouble inside U.S. and as we followed and saw so all those things they made the press on Trump to do this strike, and now it's known in the U.S. policy. It's not new. Maybe before 50 or 60 years, every time that a big trouble happens inside America, the first choice of the president, U.S. president, will be to export this problem to outside, and striking, making wars, bombing is, I think, most lovely solution for all the American presidents.
好，那么实际上塞里吉斯刚才讲的另外两个原因呢，第一个是在美国国内，其实包括民主党的一些就是反对特朗普的声音呢，是在后面呢甚嚣尘上，迫使他呢也不得不做出这样子的一个姿态。那么此外呢，第三个的事情呢，就是目前特朗普在国内现在面临着很多的一些政治的问题，包括像是在前段时间大家知道美国的这个关于通俄门的这个特检组的组长，也就是穆勒可能会被特朗普开除，以及他最新对这个特朗普的首席律师科恩的这个住所进行搜查这样的事情，让特朗普呢现在国内有非常大的这样子的一个困难。那么在这样的情况下面呢，在美国几十年来呢，都是如果在国内出现了一个大问题，那么就把这个矛盾转移到国外去，炸一个地方，去打一个地方，去入侵一个地方，这样子可以让国内的声音呢稍微平息一下，让大家呢一致都开始对外。So this actually left us a very big problem. How will Russia respond? Because what we saw about President Putin, his words is not that tough this time, actually.
I think it was not tough because most of analyzers, they agreed that the strike and the attack was less powerful even from Trump's tweets. It was so narrow strike. Although we were talking about 110 missiles, but the results till this time, it seems that there is a distortion of the scientific research building, which is not a military base, because it's a scientific construction. You know, it's not a base that military base as the USA Mattis conference he announced in his conference. So I think it was not tough answer, or it was not tough result, because Russia believes that the strike was just let's say a TV show. It was result and the end of Trump's Twitter show by a TV show, not the strike by the meaning of a military action as Trump was treating Syria.
OK， 那么实际上刚才萨里基斯呢是说，这次俄罗斯总统普京的表态没有那么强硬，其实从某方面来讲，也与现在这个造成的这个袭击的事实有关系。因为呢，其实到目前为止，在叙利亚我们看到这个袭击的造成的这样子的损失呢，并不是很大，一个并没有。空军基地呢，在这一次损失当中是报道受到任何的损害，而是只是一个所谓的这个科学研究中心。那么在这样的情况下呢，这场袭击从某种程度上来看呢，就更像是一个TV show， 就更像是一个电视节目为了表达美国总统特朗普在此前其实一直在这个他的推特账号上面就一直表示的说我要去把导弹射向叙利亚，俄罗斯你准备好。So is there any possibilities for Russian to strike back militarily?
No.
So what options will Russia have now for them?
I think, let's say, if we agreed that the strike was a show, so this means that coming results will be political press, more serious political delegations. But I don't think there will be a military or reaction by Russia, by Iran or Syria, because now period of political negotiations, and it's going. And there was the statement of Russian foreign ministry was clear when he said that in the time that Syria was going to the let's say peaceful end of its crisis, the attack came. It was just, let's say, a signal that military operations should stop, and now it's time of negotiations and time of conferences. So I don't think that there will be military reaction, not only by Russia, I don't think even by Syria.
所以呢，刚才萨里基斯呢是说，从现在的情况来看呢，实际上，在未来这段时间内呢，不但是俄罗斯方面，可能叙利亚的军方方面呢，也不会有任何的这样子的军事的行动，因为现在其实已经进入到了一个时期，就是各方在通过政治途径或者通过谈判这样子来解决叙利亚问题的。那么就像刚才提到的一样，萨里基斯说，之前就已经说到了，特朗普如果这只是组织了一个非常好看的电视节目，那这样子的电视节目是没有必要进行真正的这个军事上面的回应的。那么实际上刚才有网友看到我一直在这里看我的这个平板电脑，这是为什么？实际上呢，我实际上是在给大家看，大家有没有什么有价值的问题？因为如果说您在观看我们的直播期间，在新浪微博上面进行留言的话，我们是可以在现场实时看到，这样子呢，我们就可以通过这个专家呢回答大家的一个留言。那实际上呢，我们我也可以在这里告诉一下导播，如果说您这边有什么问题呢，其实也可以通过我们这边呢来询问专家。So let's talk about the reaction of the Syrian government, because every time they have this, we know that it actually started from the alleged chemical weapon attack in Duma. So do you think there would really be a sarin gas or coloring gas attack in Duma happened last weekend?
I don't think that there was an attack, because especially there is a video, I think you saw it, made by one of the Russian media channels, that doctors from Duma hospital, they are talking about the action, Sputnik. So I don't think that there was a chemical attack, because let's just have a look to the time period of the attack. The Syrian army is in advance, is surrounding Duma, and the militias, the Islamic militias, they are preparing to come out. So it's not suitable period for both sides to make any attack, not only chemical, even any military attack, any bombing, any striking. So I think I agree with the Russian statement that says, or Russian opinion in UN, when they talked about the theater of white helmets in Duma. This is why I think too.
好的，刚才萨里基斯他说他并不认为在这个杜马镇真的发生了这次疑似的化武袭击，那么这个事件其实是这一次所有美英法三国袭击叙利亚的导火索。那么他就说呢，从某种程度上来讲，当时叙利亚政府军呢正在和伊斯兰精英已经达成了协议，而且已经是几乎是可以说是完全收复了杜马伊斯兰军呢也正在撤离，在这个节骨眼上是没有必要进行这个化武袭击，所以他现在的看法呢，其实跟俄罗斯方面比较一致，因为俄罗斯的这个卫星网在昨天是公布了一则视频。就是这个视频当中的一个医生出来说，他们其实没有发生这个化武袭击。So you think this is staged by rebels, or then what's the possibility for this to be staged or be conducted by Britain, as just like what Russian accused yesterday?
Okay, it's clear if it's a theater by white helmets. So this means that the director of this theater is Britain, because everybody knows the big relation, the connection of white helmets with Britain. But another thing that when Russia talked yesterday about Britain, everybody knows about the political now crisis between Moscow and London. So it could be another political signal by Russia to give, let's say, the sight that everything is going on the Syrian ground now is political, and there is the aim, the target of Britain by this is to press on Russia, and it doesn't regard of civilians or people killed.
So do you think that accusation is true or not?
I think it's true. I think it's true because we are talking about, let's say, if when Russia says that they have evidence, they know for sure that they should show those evidences. So I think they have evidence and they will show it soon.
那么根据萨里基斯的说法呢，他认为这个俄罗斯方面确实是握有。那么首先昨天呢，在俄罗斯呢，实际上国防部是指责是英国的情报单位呢，完了之后指使在叙利亚的白头盔组织呢是策划了这次事件啊。那么刚才我问他，我说你认为这个说法有道理吗？他说他觉得是对的，因为现在来看呢，其实对于俄罗斯和英国之间的关系，其实确实是非常微妙的，因为在前段时间刚刚发生了这个双面间谍遭到这个神经毒剂暗杀的这样子一个事件，所以说他认为现在呢，其实就是在叙利亚的情况上面呢，给俄罗斯进行施压。那么我们接下来问一个更加重要的问题，就是如果说这次的袭击不是冲着化武去的，那是冲着什么去的 ？So, America, France, and Britain, these three countries, they launched this attack. If it's not about chemical weapon attack, then what is this about? What is this attack for?
Okay, what I think that it's mainly an attack by U.S. and Britain. France is just let's say an European country that it should be in this TV show. Let's say, yeah, representative. They didn't announce any like England, Britain. They announced about the tornadoes, and when we talk about Larnaca, about Cyprus, this means that we are talking about a Britain base there. Yeah. France is just a representative. The main thing, let's say, the main note is that Germany is out of this coalition. So this is important. After you've finished translation, I would like to make a comparison between Russia and America. That why I think that America could lie and Russia not.
OK， 那么刚才萨里基斯呢是说呢，现在其实从现在来看来呢，美英才是这一次袭击的主导国。法国从某种程度上来讲呢，只是欧盟的一个参与国，就像一个代表一样。非常重要的呢是德国没有参与到这次的袭击行动中来。
Now, USA said that they have evidences about the chemical attack, and Russia they said that they have evidences that it was a fake theater staged. Yes. So the difference between both countries that U.S. Trump knows that even if he lies or even if he didn't give any evidences, those countries that they supported this attack will stay in U.S. side. This is why he didn't even need to wait the OPSW report. The situation for Russia is different. Russia knows that any lie and any bad feedback in this issue will cause Moscow to lose supporters and friends. And let's say one of the Russian position supporters, or if it's not a supporter, at least the sympathized countries with the Russian position now is Germany, and which is the let's say the dynamo country for EU. So this is so important for Russia to stay, to give the right information and the right statements in the right time, and give the evidences to the international community.
萨里基斯刚才跟我们讲了一下，就是美国和俄罗斯双方对于这次都声称找到证据这样子区别。那么他说呢，美国方面呢，由于是其实现在是大家都在听他的，所以说他可以在没有进化武组织调查之前呢就开始这次袭击。但是俄罗斯现在是处于一个输不起的状态，就是他不能损失任何的跟他有至少是好友关系的这样子国家。所以这就是刚才他提到的，为什么德国在这一次的这个袭击当中没有扮演任何角色，因为其实现在德国作为欧盟的一个火车头式的国家，现在跟俄罗斯的关系呢仍然是保持着比较良好的关系的。So what's the goal for these three countries to attack Syrian government?
I think we talk about what's the goal of US, what's the goal of Trump. Of course, for Britain is a partner of US, especially in the beginning from the Iraqi the attack on Iraq. they are partners. They are moving together in the area in the Middle East and out of Middle East too. Regarding to France, it's just representative, as we said, and France, this is the third presidential period for France that they have a weak position in the international policy comparing with France position before, and this is what even the Syrian representative in UN, Bashar al-Jafari, tried to draw under, that it's a big difference between France, historical France, and now.
I'll translate first. OK， 那实际上现在呢，在另外的情况上来看呢，像是英国，它为什么会有跟随美国呢？是因为英国在历史上来讲，传统上来讲，一直是美国的盟友。美国基本上每次进行军事行动都有英国的小跟班。那对于法国来讲呢，其实情况就不太一样，因为现在法国在世界的这个政治地位上面正在处于一个下降的趋势，他就希望通过这样子的一个行动呢，体现自己的一个在政治上的存在感。那么这是萨里基斯的这个刚才的一个大概的回答。So here come OK go ahead.
OK, now we should not forget Israel and Gulf countries.
Yes.
It was at the attack began 3:55 a.m. After less than 15 minutes, there was there were news in the Israeli media that talk about the information that Israeli intelligence services they provided to the to US and its allies. And the fifth side, those two sides, Israel and Gulf countries, let's say they are the covered, the secret sides of this attack. The Gulf countries that were there, they are the financiers of this attack, and reports talked about that some missiles, even some aircrafts, they moved from Al Adid, Qatar airbase, American airbase in Qatar. So this means, and another, I think one of the Marines was moving in the Red Sea in front of the Saudi Arabian seashore. So this means that Gulf countries, even if they didn't inform about this attack, but they were staying back of this attack, and of course everybody knows that they were the financiers of this attack, because Trump is a businessman. He will get it cash before even he begins his strikes.
所以刚才萨里基斯呢是表示说，其实除了美英法三个国家进行了袭击之外，后面呢还有两个看不见的两方，一个呢是以色列，一个呢是一些海湾国家。那么对于以色列来讲呢，就像刚才提到的一样，3点55分这次袭击开始，在10几分钟之后呢，以色列这边就有消息说呢是提供了这样子的情报。所以说呢，以色列是在提供情报方面，因为它毕竟是叙利亚的邻国，它在叙利亚方面也经常做一些侦查，所以它的情报呢是会比较丰富的。那么作为海湾国家呢，其实从某种程度上呢也是支持了这一次的袭击。那么刚才提到主要有两个方面，第一个方面呢是这些海湾国家呢让美英法三个国家呢使用了他们的一些领空、领海和这个空军基地，比如说有的这个轰炸机呢就是从卡塔尔的空军基地起飞的，另外呢在红海的这个潜艇呢也是就在这个沙特的沿海。那么在另外一方面很重要的是呢，海湾国家也提供给了美国资金。那么因为从某种方面来讲呢，毕竟特朗普呢是一个商人，所以说呢他也不会做一些亏本的买卖。So what about Iran? This is interesting because some people think that it's because of the tension between Israel and Iran, so that some Western countries they actually launched this attack. What do you think?
Of course, there is this is the main reason for Israel to announce clearly that Tel Aviv is a part of this attack, even by providing the information, because at afternoon there was a statement by chief of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, talked that Israeli get directly to an accident with Iran, and this means that now the relation between Israel and Iran is going more tough, and it's going more military than political statements and etc. Of course, Iran is a big, let's say, not reason, it's a big side in this strike, although that Russia and Iran bases were out of these strikes, even by the statement of U.S. We remember before the attacks, before even the U.S. attack and the Israeli attacks, many attacks on Syria, they were every time they were trying to talk about attacking Iranian convoys, Iranian bases, etc. Now this time, the U.S. didn't call a name of Iran in any statement.
OK， 实际上呢，刚才萨里基斯就讲说呢，这一次的这个袭击呢，跟伊朗确实是有关系的，因为在这次袭击过后呢，其实伊朗和这个以色列双方，包括黎巴嫩的这个真主党这个武装呢，他们的这个放狠话的呢，也是越来越狠。那这一次的这个袭击过后呢，可能会导致一个结果，就是以色列和伊朗的关系呢，更加的更坏，同时呢也更加的倾向于一种武力对抗的这样子一种关系。但是从另外一方面来讲，其实这一次的袭击虽然说伊朗在这个里面会扮演一个重要的角色，但是这一次袭击不像之前的，包括以色列袭击的这个 T4 空军基地，包括像是更早之前的一些袭击，每次都会说这是袭击了伊朗相关的一些人员，或者说袭击了伊朗和这个黎巴嫩真主党双方的这样子的一个军火库，或者是交界的这样子的情况。但是从现在的情况来看，这一次美国其实在主要的这样子的一个怎么讲？主要的这样子的一个宣布当中，并没有提及到伊朗在这些地方的这个这样的存在，而仅仅是关于叙利亚政府的。So this comes with the next question: If U.S. just strike this once, and Trump today he said that beware if there's some other chemical attacks, they will follow. So what does this mean? Nowadays, does U.S. have a very consistent Syrian strategy for them now?
I think it's a part of the strategy that U.S. is trying to go on in Syrian case, is linking everything with the chemical attack. If you notice that they didn't talk about any military bases, military actions, they just talked about bases that they let's say that they prepare or they stock chemical issues. So it was clear that U.S. tries to tie everything with chemical attacks. So now another chemical attack, for me, as it's clear that Ghouta was one of, let's say, the last station for a lie like this, because coming up next days, if any operation happens in Hama or Idlib, those areas, they are the escalation zones that there are monitors from Turkey, and it will be so hard to make a fake stage like this, especially with this new political relation with Turkey and Russia, that it seems that it's going close more and more.
Close more and more to
not as allies, but let's say as supporters to each other in the international community, especially after the feeling of Turkey that there is something wrong in its relation with EU and US.
Okay, so let me put this. So US now is pushing Russia, Turkey, they go closer and closer, because the US is trying to linking everything to chemical weapon attack, but it'll be getting harder and harder.
No, still US is trying to bring Turkey to its sides, and even the last statement of Erdogan was clear that he condemned the chemical attack in Duma. So this means that Turkey agreed with US for the chemical attack. But I think next days, when Trump talks about another chemical attack, will make another reaction and another strikes. He knows that talking about another stage of chemical attack will be so hard. So Duma was, let's say, the last opportunity for US to make show like this.
OK， 所以刚才萨里基斯就是认为呢，其实杜马镇这可能是叙利亚上演化物疑云，我们有的时候开玩笑说这是一个连续剧，这可能是化物疑云最后一季因为在之后呢，包括像在伊德利卜这样，像在德拉这些地方呢，要想这样策划这样子的疑似化武的袭击，或者说是假造这样子的化武袭击呢，会越来越困难。那么接下来呢，我来看一下，有一些网友其实在跟我们提问有的网友就问到叙利亚的中国公民的情况，他们是否受到空袭影响？那么其实现在呢，在叙利亚的公民呢，据叙利亚使馆中国驻叙利亚使馆介绍呢，目前呢是一个没有人因为这次的空袭受到影响的状况。当然，我们的使馆也提醒，在近期呢，中国公民是暂勿前往叙利亚。那么此外呢，问说，接下来叙利亚的局势会冷却还是形成战争冲突？需要做哪些努力？已经做到哪些努力？我们来问一下。Very quick question. Do you think now Syrian situation will come down or getting even hotter?
No, I don't think it will get harder, because when we talk about political period, this means that Syrian position is better, because as we saw, Astana's period and Astana conference and Astana meetings were so successful. So I think that the underground situation is super for the Syrian government, and I think politically Syrian government position will be better now.
It's coming down.
Yeah.
所以呢，刚才萨里基斯他认为，其实现在叙利亚的局势对叙利亚政府军是有利的，而且这次袭击从我的角度出发，我来看这件事情，其实并没有造成太大的影响，对整个局势的可能改变的情况并不大。所以说呢，在接下来呢，叙利亚的这样子的一个局势呢，仍然是会处于一个冷却状态。那么最后一个问题我来回答，最近去中东是不是都不安全？这个其实要看你要去的地方，比如说黎巴嫩，比如说叙利亚这些地方呢，我们现在是不建议大家去的。更多的情况呢，欢迎大家呢上这个中国外交部的这个领事网站来进行查询。那么以上呢就是我们在叙利亚为大家今天带来的这一档的这个问答。那么稍后呢，将会有我们的同事呢在华盛顿继续为大家带来叙利亚这次遭到美英法三国这个军事袭击的这样子的更新的消息。那谢谢大家的收看。OK。